coffee with the Summerland Kids. It's Friday, May 10th. It's going to be 70 degrees. 70 degrees in Summerland today. Another dream sequence unveiling itself.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm jumping over to Facebook now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make today's stream live because it's Friday.
Okay, cool. Nice.
So it's just casual conversation.
Yeah.
It sometimes takes a little bit to relay over to Facebook, but it should be live any second over there on Facebook. And of course, we always upload on weekends. I think our work time is scheduled at 10 o'clock on my time on Saturday to do the uploads.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I know we had set a Saturday. We're going to do Saturday uploads and kind of get everything dialed in. So I'm right now on the Facebook. I am going to be changing the audience right now. So it will be live on Facebook as soon as I click the button.
Cool.
Technology does take a little bit of time.
No, for sure. Let me just get this back a little bit going on here. Okay. Yeah.
What's going on with you today, Jerico?
I only have like 4 more boxes. Grandpa's behind me. This is Grandpa Bill Woggon. So I've been working on moving Grandpa to the home office because I'm right now I'm in a rented office and I'm gonna move him over to the house. And I would think by next Friday I'll be done with the moving, and have the home studio set up. So at home I've been moving my library out to the container. I rented one of those like a 20-foot shipping container to put my personal archive. So I'm basically moving myself out of the way to make room for Grandpa. And then I got some good news from a friend who I've been dog sitting Pippi, and my friend's out in Joe's out in Denver, and turns out that I contacted someone on Facebook Marketplace with 100 3-ring binders. So Joe's going to pick up 100 3-ring binders for me.
Nice.
Grandpa. So I can get Grandpa into binders. So it's $100. It's $1 a binder, which is like, man, those things are expensive. I think they're like $11 at our local supermarket for one binder.
Oh yeah. I mean, I do yard sales and swap meets, and even those prices have gone up because $1 doesn't go as far as it used to. It used to be you could buy just about anything for 2 bits or $1.
Yeah.
At a yard sale now everything's $2 and $5.
Oh wow.
Which is fine, I mean.
I know on that level,
But no, I wish you luck. I don't know if you can see back there on my wall.
Yeah.
That's the steering wheel to the ship.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, awesome. I've been infatuated. My dad used to build boats for A.W.O.L.
Okay.
So A.W.O.L is a boat shop in Santa Cruz.
Oh,
they do
wow.
hand built really cool boats. It's also the name of I don't know, Greek or some mythology god of the sea or god of the sailors or something.
That's awesome.
And so I'm always sailing the ships.
That's cool. That's awesome, man. That's cool. Your dad worked at I worked at a fiberglass shop, working on cars. So I got a hand to the boat builders, man. The boat builders. It's a nonstop hands-on process. I mean,
he would get the most
and forming and moving, and there's no standing around in a boat process. I mean, maybe occasionally you're observing the work, but you're varnishing, and then all those processes that continually have to happen to keep your boat in tip-top shape, so to speak.
In ship shape is what the sailors say.
Exactly. God, yeah.
Yeah, so I was pretty stoked. I got a couple friends that do yard sailing and picking type stuff like I do. I'm old, I'm retired. That's all I can really do to find, my happiness. Is I've got some boat picture over there.
Nice.
I'm starting to put some boat stuff in, catching sunbeams, of course.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, I've just been, getting Grandpa moved, and then just be excited to be at home with it. Where I feel like I can make better time. Make better use of time, because if I'm, you know, hanging out at home, I might as well be working. On the project. And so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's one thing, you commute a little bit to your office, and I realize, like, actually, I kind of just had this thought about it. It's like people commute an hour a day or hour more a day into the city from the suburbs, and
yeah,
city life is so hectic and busy. Like that drive for me, I get to turn my music up. It's actually a meditation or relaxation time, between. And when you're at home, you can relax in your environment. You don't have to be in the city inside of your car. Uh,
right.
it's a lot nicer. I know I love being able to just step outside and go to my garage
Yeah,
and in my
exactly.
studio.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's awesome. I love that picture you put up too. That picture you generated with a guy in his studio with all his computers around him and stuff. That was
Yeah, he's
awesome.
like, I was just kind of imagining, myself in the studio with all my little experiments and everything around in my garage, and then the computer, and my laptop, and my tablet, my phone, and just how I
Yeah,
interpret,
yeah,
my workspace, if you will, my play space, my personal playground.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, in the old days, it was just straight up just the newspaper, man. That was it. Imagine back in the day, before television, it was the only way to get it was the daily newspaper, man. That was the deal, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and newspaper, written word, art, visual is such a human thing. We listen to words, we see pictures, but in our mind we imagine.
Yeah,
And as a writer, as a word writer, a poet or storyteller, whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
I just really like, you develop a character, you develop a scene, even in movie writers and stuff. And I've never really been good. I mean, my hands got arthritis, so it's difficult for me to, write that fine writing. So it's really inspiring to me to be able to use my words to make art, to
yeah,
make a visual picture that has so much um, extrapolated out of words per
for
se.
sure.
A
Are
picture
you
is worth 1,000 words.
are you typing, or do you find yourself typing, or are you like speaking to the computer?
I find that my speech impairment
Okay,
causes me difficult to use speech to text.
okay, okay.
And
That's
when I'm
understandable.
seeing the words come out of my mouth, it causes some pause. So I tend to be more technical and less personable.
Right.
Rather than a conversation, I could just kind of flow, and then the fingers flow because I type like 50 words a minute.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah,
So
that's
it helps.
awesome.
That process of writing helps the thought flow slow down in my ADHD mind.
Yeah,
So it allows me a little bit more creativity without just blah, 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 I tend to
right.
do sometimes.
For sure, for sure. That's cool. Did you get a laptop
Yeah.
right away when they first came out? I mean, you were working in the cable industry. Did you guys have laptops back then when you're running cable and stuff?
No, no,
No.
we didn't. We didn't.
Okay. It was paper. It was all like what do you call them? Clipboards with paper, and daily. You were using freaking the Thomas Guide to find your locations or something.
Yep. Thomas
Yeah.
guides. I did have a GPS, but it seemed not to be correct a lot of times back in the
Okay.
day.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so the Thomas guide was always the go-to. I had
Right.
a big, thick Thomas guide for every area that I was in. They moved me up to Washington
Wow.
as regional director of safety and training.
Oh, that's
Imagine me
awesome.
coming in your office going, safety officer stuff.
That's killer. That's
But
classic, man.
that's where they had me when my neck started going bad. I
Yeah.
couldn't climb the poles and stuff. And so they're like, oh, can you drive around and look at stuff? You seem to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You seem to have a way with people, getting them to follow the rules or, whatever it was that the companies we were contracting for required.
That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, when I went to work for the moving company, I worked for the Sunshine Boys in 2012, and it was like right on the cusp of GPS, Garmin, and then people started to get the GPS on their phones. So that was like just a huge plus because finding people's location is like it's a lot easier now than it ever was. Put it that way.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and the technology behind it is amazing. Jericho, we lost video on you. I know we've been having a little
I'm
bit of
back.
technical difficulties, but no worries.
Yeah,
You're back.
no, totally. So, anyways, just moving right along, man. Yeah, I looked up the.
What fun.
What's that?
Oh, I said, and you're back
looked up
here
the
already.
California
You made it back.
Yeah, yeah, I'm back. So I checked out the California Mid-State Fair, and am I here? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I hear you.
Yeah, so I checked out the California Mid-State Fair, but I didn't have a chance to see who's actually playing this year. We had a good conversation yesterday about the California Mid-State Fair, and I really feel like that's one of the premier fairs in California. I know Orange County does a big fair, and one of my friends participates. He's a blacksmith, Christian the blacksmith. So they kind of have him do a little demonstration. He does art and in Orange County. But the California Mid-State Fair, to me, I forgot about that, and that was a good memory that you brought up yesterday.
Have you ever been to the Mid-State Fair in San Luis County? I've been there a few times. I keep losing you, Jericho, but I'll try and carry a little bit of the show today.
Knocking me out. Sorry about that. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. No worries, man. It's
Yeah.
it's casual Friday.
Yeah,
I did want to Jericho's ties. He sent me some ties, and so I pulled out some of my collared shirts out of storage to kind of fit in, and they don't let you in the golf course without it. But I can't wear a tie around my neck. But my hair is always in my face, so I started doing a headband, and then I lost my rubber band one day, so I tied the tie around my ponytail.
Oh, classic.
And so you can see, you don't have to be suit and tie to wear a tie with class and dignity.
Yeah, exactly.
I show up to these motor shops and paint shops and stuff, dressed like this, and they just see an old motorhead guy, an old hot rod motorcycle guy. So
yeah,
I'm getting right in. And I love it because the hair and the sweat keeps it out of my face, keeps the hair in a nice bundle.
That's awesome.
And brings a sense of professionalism with a black tie on casual Friday.
Exactly. Did you ever learn how to ride a motorcycle? Did you ride yourself ever?
Yeah, I have a Class M motorcycle cert on my California driver's license. Hello, viewer. Awesome. And I had a 89 dual sport Transalp Honda.
Okay.
So it was a super tall bike. No one else could ride it except a couple guys that really knew bikes because it was just so high.
Oh, wow.
And I owned it for about a year, bought it when I was 40 for my midlife crisis, sold it before I turned 41, before I had an accident, three close calls.
Wow.
A little bit of gravel one time, didn't expect it, almost slid out.
Okay.
A little bit of water one time, again, almost slid out.
Huh.
And I was just cruising, legally safe, but a person almost backed out of their driveway right in front of me.
Yeah, wow.
We're at that 15 minutes. We're doing that crackle pop thing again. I don't know.
Yeah. I can't remember what we did last time, make it go away. But it's just
I refreshed the page.
Okay.
So I'm going to try that again.
All right.
I kind of like the station break too, but
yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Sounds good.
We'll be right back. Sorry, viewer over there. We got a viewer on Facebook today. Our first time. Awesome. Maybe that's what's causing it. We seem to have some type of trouble with Facebook, but
yeah,
I'll refresh right.
We'll get it.
We'll be right back. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties again.
Okay.
Jerico, you still
Okay,
got.
we're back. We're working through it. Yeah, this is like I said the other day, this is like the AM radio or the 8-track tape, cassette tape of FaceTime, or that whole thing. The fact that it's live on the internet, that's huge, because I don't actually know if FaceTime does that. I think it just does people's one-to-one calls, but sharing it to the globe, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah, when I first, it was probably close to 5 or 6 years ago or more
Mhm.
that I learned about all this, and it might, I think it's my speaker, but so I helped a friend and then got out of it. He was doing alternative news, and I just wasn't into that scene,
Yeah,
all the disclosures and whistleblowers and stuff.
right.
I just don't. I know about it, but I just don't want to focus my thought energy on that.
No, I see the draw. I mean, of course, you just watch the morning news, and a lot of the stations they're pretty much covering the same thing, whether you're watching Fox News or CNN, MSNBC, all that kind of stuff. It's really just they're pulling it off the wire or whatever they nowadays. It's off the internet just to keep on the hot topics of what's new to them, what's happening today, all that stuff. So, but it's nice to be away from that world.
Absolutely. I mean, I get the news feed. I check the weather, any big world political news. I follow up a little bit, but
Yeah.
my news is this. My news is Summerland and what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it is my microphone. I have to get a new mic.
That's cool. Yeah, no worries. Um, so how far are you away from, if you were to go to the California Mid-State Fair, how long would it take you to drive there?
About 9 hours because I got to take breaks.
Oh, holy Moses, that's a long
If you
drive.
can make a straight shot without the breaks that I require, you can make it in about 6.5.
Okay. That's a good distance. That's a pretty far shot. That's like me going to Denver.
Yeah, it's a whole day for me just to travel and maybe even half the next day to recover.
Right.
But that's the life I live now, an old man. I mean,
well, thank God, thankfully you're in that one spot now. You got the home, you got the workshop, you're in a perfect position. It's a great, and you're integrating in the community. You got Doug, and you guys are rolling out on picking jobs and stuff like that. That's awesome. That's cool.
yeah, he's I call him the Thing from the superheroes. Just because he got the red hairs and he's just a Hulk of a man. He could do the impossible.
That's incredible. That's awesome.
And so I like to play superhero.
No, absolutely. That's cool, man. And you got the visual. I mean, learning from the master, going back in the days, like you were saying, old Hank, in Summerland, going out to the Santa Barbara swap meet back in the day. I remember I got my first skateboard probably in like 1976 at that Santa Barbara swap meet, and it had like clay wheels. It was a Black Knight skateboard, and I think I pulled a Buddy Holly out record, and that was pretty much it. I mean, maybe a comic book or two. I was just stoked. Back then, you had a lot of older vendors from way back in the day. When the swap meet there was no new merchandise back then. It felt like it was all used, antique, essentially treasures, really.
Yeah, you mentioned Hank. I was raised there in Summerland. Hank, raised our friends in Summerland. And yeah, he is the master. He was actually featured on the TV show
Awesome.
American Pickers.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because a lot of these pickers go to old pickers and pick their stuff. And yeah, I feel like I've learned from the master of picking from him. My dad was into cars and motorcycles, so I learned a lot just growing up. And now that I'm older, it just seems to be natural and fun.
No, for sure.
Whether I'm spending money on decorating my garage with the ship's wheel and ship's posters, or maybe I find a cool car for my girlfriend or something we need at the house at a yard sale or an estate
Yeah,
sale.
that's
It's just
great, man.
awesome.
That's amazing. I feel like the area you're in too is like an old world area with, the families have been there for generations, and you just never know who collects what. You never know what you're going to come up on. I mean, even working at the thrift store, it was really surprising. Sometimes people came to us after they did a yard sale, and they would deliver what was left over. But a lot of times they would just deliver straight the goods because they wanted to help the Humane Society to benefit the animals, to give us the best things they could, and sometimes even new products, new clothing with tags on them, and all that. And it was amazing to be a part of that, part of society, or the part of the culture of helping people with the process of donation. Essentially working as a donation receiver. So
Hey, we got a comment from Facebook. They finally caught us live.
yeah,
So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the comment. I'm going to just type in the comment.
Cool. That's a big day. Today's is episode 25, right? Yeah, episode
25. Sorry, Facebook viewers. I can see the comments, but I can't see. I can see that it doesn't go to Facebook. My comment chat thread only goes to Twitch.
That's it. That's cool. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, just back to the. I mean, it would have been quite a ride of life if we would have ended up staying in Summerland. Aaron and I met like in elementary school, and we reconnected after 40 plus years, and just found that this medium totally works to chat and keep up and reconnect. And I'm sure at some point we'll find. I found one kid named Mike. From Summerland Elementary, spoke to him, and so anyways, it's great to reconnect with friends from so long ago.
No, it is. It really is. I mean, they call Facebook the Generation X social media platform. We're all old now, so all the new kids, all the younger kids use the TikTok and all these other things. But how long have you been using Facebook? I think I've been doing it 15 some years.
I mean, I think like 2008 or right around 2008 time. I remember I was in Colorado at the time actually, and so I just like I was on MySpace, and for whatever reason, Facebook seemed like the next step and the next level, and I got on there and connected immediately to the community of friends. And actually, I think I connected with my buddy Yuri Elvin. He's a Summerland guy from way back. Him and his brother and his mom lived in Summerland, and that got Yuri and I into a loft together in downtown LA in 2009. And Yuri stayed in that loft for like 10 years. So thanks to Facebook for connecting friends together from the past and the future. It's all good.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the Facebook movie about how it started as just kind of a college campus social connection thing.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that all the advertising stuff hasn't destroyed that part of it.
I know it's a part of like, when you pop into YouTube and hit a clip, if you're going to watch an ad, that's a given. And they give you the option to skip it eventually, but it's just a part of the game that they got to play. Because, I mean, it's sure it'd be awesome if there was no commercials, but commercials essentially pay for, the labor that it takes to make it all happen. So it's just a understood situation. Like newspapers used to sell, and they still do. We have a local newspaper here, the Pagosa Sun newspaper. Then they sell ads. It's just a part of like promoting local business. Whether you're doing local radio or local newspaper for the local economy, it's pretty critical.
Yeah, a lot of times there's like those little free newspapers, and they're totally supported by ads.
Yeah, they're driven like that, and that's really a way to connect to a micro community of sorts. Looking in the classifieds of I know it's old school, but I mean even if it's Facebook classifieds or Facebook Marketplace, in a little small town, some people are just, they're that old fashioned people. They just don't do the internet. They do the newspaper. So the only way you're going to find those people is in print. You're not going to find them online.
Absolutely. Hello, Twitch viewer. Jericho.
Woo!
We're making progress. Level 2. We got 2 viewers, one on Facebook, one on Twitch.
Yeah,
we're leveling up.
Awesome.
Level
That's
2.
Awesome. Hell yeah. So this is Coffee with the Summerland Kids. I'm Jerico Woggon. This is A.W.O.L Aaron Riggs. And I'm Jerico 101 on Instagram. I'm more, lately I've been more prolific on Facebook, but Aaron's very prolific on Facebook. Sharing songs, sharing poetry, sharing, music, and, doing memes. Thank you. I'll keep sending you images for the memes, man. I think the memes are the modern, like, God, what are they, man? It's almost like the modern postcard, the modern fun postcard that you want to send to your mom or grandma or something, or send to your friend for a joke. Memes are just a fun part of life now to me.
Oh, absolutely. And it's like the Facebook thing is just kind of, it's got multiple aspects. I don't have it on my phone. I don't have it on my mobile devices. So I have specific times that I'm on the Facebook. I make some posts. I read my friends' posts, like, comment, and it's just like my morning quiet social without talking. As well as sharing some of my life, keeping a life journal of, for a while I was into fractal art. Now I'm into music. So let me share that with my friends who want to look back on my timeline and see what I've been up to.
I view Facebook as like a journal, so you can always see where your head's at by looking at your Facebook and seeing what you're posting. So the creative flow, it really enables creative flow, which is a huge thing.
Exactly. And it's a social thing, so it's always fun to see your friends like, share, comment,
exactly,
and follow whatever I'm doing, whether it's my music, this show, or my random memes.
It's all for fun.
It's all for
exactly.
fun.
That's what I enjoy most about it. And I do like the social connectivity of it as well. It's a huge part of it, but it is they have made it challenging to connect. I mean, if it's one thing if you just want to connect with one person, but it's another if you want to connect to 500, you have to really kind of be very creative about that. When I used to do parties and stuff and inviting people, it's not easy, man. It's really still all about the one-on-one connections.
No, because that's all promotion.
Yeah, for sure. Good lighting. Now you got the light back on.
Then like that social connection. Yeah, exactly. So we're down to the wire, Jericho. 2 minutes, 1 minute and a half. I just wanted to real quick show you some of my fun finds.
That's rad.
Is it a guitar? Is it a fiddle?
That's
it's
cool.
a baby
That's
guitar.
Kids, huh? Like a little kid guitar. That's rad.
Yeah, and then I got a fishing pole too.
That's awesome.
$5. Look at how shiny that thing is.
That's freaking awesome, man. Hell yeah. What is that? Like I said yesterday, Summerland pickers.
Oh yeah. I always got to try and throw a surprise in there for you every day. And being a picker, I've got stuff coming in and out all the time.
That's the beauty of it, man. It's the thrill of the hunt. It's our instinctual hunting and gathering. Absolutely.
It is.
Cheers to casual Friday, man.
Close us out again. I'm Tigger. Wait, no, I'm not Tigger. I'm Aaron.
Classic. We're rocking with the technology of the cutting edge future is here. Happy
Heck
Friday.
Yeah, the last 30 seconds is yours,
Happy
Jericho.
Friday, everybody. Cheers to your day and have a blessed one.